what's next for Michele Bachmann is potentially, I think, greater national recognition, greater recognition, especially as a social conservative voice, and potentially a vice presidential spot. But she's also going to go back to the House of Representatives, and she'll have a greater voice, I think more national recognition as a member of the House of Representatives, which will give her leverage to pursue her own agenda in the House. So I think in the long run, this presidential candidacy will help Michele Bachmann to further her own agenda and potentially her own political career. I think the Michele Bachmann candidacy actually, I think, has some positive connotations for the future of female candidates and some negative ones. I think that it reveals in some ways that there was less of the kind of gendered media coverage that we tend to see. So for example, we didn't hear a lot about how she was dressing or her hair or makeup or things like that. On the other hand, I think research shows that female candidates are often viewed as less viable. And I think Michele Bachmann, even though she won the Ames straw poll, was seen as less viable than many of the other candidates. And whether that was warranted or not, it's a specific case. But it does line up with the experiences of Sarah Palin or Elizabeth Dole, even in the 90s. So it's possible that that there is still some latent sort of sexism in terms of people's willingness to really see female candidates as just as viable as male candidates. I think in 2008 we made a lot of headway in terms of female candidates doing a lot better and becoming more of the norm. And I think in some ways Michele Bachmann's moderate success early in the race reflects that. But there were instances where it seemed as though, for example, when someone asked her whether she was a flake or not. That's certainly a word that we wouldn't typically use for a male candidate. So I think there are instances where Michele Bachmann's candidacy shows us that that female candidates are still receive the kind of gendered coverage from the media that would suggest that there's not complete equality.